So ROOT-ed Zine began, the idea was conceptualised in around 2017, and basically we were in university and we noticed there was a distinct lack of representation within the university, the academia, the students, but also the wider gallery context. And so we thought, how can we change this? How can we disrupt this kind of like ongoing of, lack of representation? So we thought, let's do a media source. Let's do something that's a little bit outside of the box, something that's independent, something that isn't controlled by money or politics, and where people can have a good way to express what they're doing, but tying that in with their artistry. So since then, we started doing zines physically, online, PDF, workshops, community stuff. And our values for ROOT-ed Zine, ultimately, we're dedicated to supporting, representing and promoting people of colour within the Northwest who are creative. So we selected 4 different artists for this show. So Hanna Gwynn, we officially started working with her a couple years ago in one of our zines. She submitted a comics and we thought that was quite refreshing because the last time that I saw a comic in kind of like an art space, especially in the gallery space, was quite a few years ago. She also looks into her ancestry ties as well, which links in quite nicely to the Retrospect part of our exhibition. So we've got 3 different kind of like lines of questioning: retrospect, reality and reform. So it's kind of like past, present and future. So we chose Simone Yasmin as well. So I know Simone through another art gallery, and we kind of were just speaking about stretching out the limits kind of like poetry, but also still keeping the fact that, she is a spoken word poet, she is a writer as well. Simone's really strong and really, really good at communicating a message and not being shy and being quite blunt about it, which is something that I think we've always believed in, disrupting spaces and ideologies too. And she's really explored different mediums in this show, which is exactly what we want because it's her first time being in a gallery space and her work being exhibited.
So Lynette is also one of the artists in the show, and I personally came across her work on Instagram. I was drawn to the bold colours and the compositions and how she always centres dark-skinned black women. Her work is really emotive and colourful and joyful, and she doesn't shy away from difficult issues. Lynette's work also has a sense of nostalgia for me. I think entering a space that you don't typically feel welcomed in and seeing these beautiful images of black women feels really homely and safe. Yasmine is one of the artists in the exhibition, and it's been really special working with her because she has also been in past issues of ROOT-ed. We find it really important to build relationships with the artists that we work with in the past. Her work is very warm and homely, and it touches on her experience as a Somali woman in Liverpool and the nuances within that experience. She uses film and photography and writing, and she also has a professional career in film and TV. I really want visitors to take away from this show how they feel, whether that's feelings of anger or confusion or safety. The exhibition is a journey that has lots of ups and downs, and the artist's work is also very emotive.
I have a really strong need that when it comes to curating gallery spaces and whether it's in kind of like white walls or whether it's in a more homely space like the Tetley, is to make sure that people feel as welcomed as possible. A bit like previous exhibitions, it's interactive, but I always think bright colours and a kind of playful, childlike sort of approach to it applies to everybody. So